Hey there, YouTube fans. This is Fang Talks coming back again with another video. We're going to look at a BBC article in front of us now about the London population and why so many people leave the UK's capital. Because, well, next year we've got the census coming up of the UK census of demographics. So this says from last year, this article here, 19 March. And if we go into it a little bit and see what it says there's no secret that London has a very successful economy. So as we've always been told over the last few years, the economy, it's all about the economy. Never mind quality of life. So it says over the past decade, its economy has expanded by a fifth. Even more shops, restaurants and bars have opened to serve its residents. And it's grown significantly, increasing by 1.1 million between 2008 and 17 to 10 million people. So this, of 2017, there's 10 million people in London. Wow. Not for me, but anyway, we'll go on. And what we see here is over the past decade, there's been 550,000 more people, Britons, leaving London than have moved in. And I had a look at this before because it doesn't say how many left. So it just says 550,000 more left than moved in. So it doesn't give us, but it'll give us a good graph down here. The first was the birth rate. So, well, just to go one step further, people were leaving more, but what it says here, the capital's population continued to grow. So when it says first was the birth rate, so 790,000 more people were born in London than died. So again, it doesn't give us how many people were born and how many died. It just says 790,000 more people were born than died. So that'd be obviously the net difference, wouldn't it? And then the second factor was international migration. There was an increase of 860,000 between 2009 and 2017, with more than half coming from the EU. So more than half coming from the EU. 3.6 million people in the city were born overseas. Now, if we just stop there, because we heard there was 10 million. So of the 10 million, 3.6 were born outside. That's over a third. So in a city, you have over a third of the people living there were born outside that city. Well, I don't know what everyone else thinks, but to me that's shocking. So we've got a good graph here showing the age ranges of people leaving and coming into London. So we got the bottom bar, the horizontal bar, showing the age range, and then the vertical one showing net migration. So if we start from 0 to 5 on here, children leave with parents. So we see there's quite a spike from 0 when they're from birth, between birth and 1 year old, and then it goes up. So immediately, as soon as kids are 1 year old, because it's 1, 2, 3, 5. As soon as they're 1 year old, as they're old enough, there's a spike and they leave. Children leave with their parents. So this is contrasted with this one over here, but we'll get to that. So we got, and then it goes down a bit, and then this is where it spikes again. Young people leave to study. So these are the 18 to 21-year-olds, or 19-year-olds. They go obviously to uni, and then you see this big spike here that leave London, so they go to unis outside London. And then we go forward, and then so all this is a net negative. All the red is net negative, and then we go to people arrive in their 20s. So this is what gets the pull, and people in their 20s rush to London. And they gave numerous explanations for this. Obviously, in your 20s, you're young. The allure of a big city is great. I remember in my 20s, I loved London. And but it's changed over the last couple of decades. So then again, from the 20s, so it goes 21 was about 22. So this is after you finish university, up until about 29. That's when. And as soon as it starts again, 29, 30, that's when it drops immediately down again to a negative net migration. So then people start leaving. Parents leave in their 30s and 40s. And these are obviously the parents who have these kids here. So people immediately leave in their 30s and 40s out of London. So they don't see any kind of future in the city. So they immediately leave, and it's quite early, because I mean, in your 30s you're still very young, so people don't see that there's a future in London, so they leave. And so it does give a few explanations here. And when it says, okay, people in their 20s are drawn from all corners of the country, it's because of job opportunities and things like that. And then, as it says here, very young, leave with their parents. We can see here people in their 30s and 40s. But I mean, it doesn't give you a lot. It just, the report is all very, very nice. It doesn't give you any detailed explanation of why these specific people are leaving. I mean, over the last 20 years, I'd like to see the different graphs, because this graph obviously is to do with 2009 to 2017. If we take that, that's what it says. And if we see a graph before then, we could tell the difference between if people in their 30s and 40s stayed longer in London, if you know what I mean. So, because now it's sort of like, as soon as they've made enough money here in their 20s and have enough money, they leave. Yeah, so they immediately leave. So I wonder how this graph would look beforehand, because it seems as like in your 20s get all the money, and then when you have kids, you have the money, and then you can go and live in a countryside where it's not so overpopulated, not so dangerous, not so multicultural. And these are the facts that are not being talked about in this report. So in this article. So the terrorist attacks. So it's all a very, very nice report, but it doesn't give you a lot of in-depth. Well, it does give you the average age of London, which makes it the sixth youngest of any large town or city in the UK. The average age is 37. So, which is young, but older people are not staying there. So this is just basically taking the youngest, brightest, using them for as quickly and as efficiently as they can, and then getting them out, or not getting them out, or they get out. And it'd be interesting to see what's the demographics of these people who are leaving, because the census in 2011 showed a negative in regards to the white British population being in London. It was less than 50%, so that'll be interesting to see. So I thought I'd just bring this little article to you guys, and hope to see you soon. This is White Fang Talks, signing off. Bye.